Hello everyone, my name is Mirko and welcome back to a brand new Apex Legends video. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to find enemies in Apex Legends, because there is nothing more frustrating in this game than running around for about 5 minutes without finding any enemies to kill, and you can have the best gun skill and the best decision making in the game, but if you can't actually find the enemies to use that gun skill on, then you're going to fall short on a lot of kills in Apex Legends. Now the shout out from my last video goes to Thomas Rodriguez, and if you guys want your comment to be featured in my next video, as always be sure you're liking this video and also commenting down below in the comment section. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into these tips. So the first thing we're going to speak about is Lifelines care package. Now I would probably say about every 1 in 2 teams use Lifeline, and there are a lot of care packages that get dropped down in one game of Apex Legends, and you can really use these care package as an idea of where another team is going to be. So how do you tell the difference between Lifeline's care package and a standard supply drop that is dropping into the map? Well, there's actually really noticeable differences. The first difference is that you won't have that blue flashing circle on the map if it's Lifeline's care package, and the second thing as well is that your character won't say that there's a care package coming down like now.
Attention.
Those care packages likely shift the delta in our favor.
Care package being delivered.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
So next time you hear a drop come down in Apex Legends, be sure to check that it's Lifeline's care package, and if it is, then you go straight to that location and then you can pick off a team, because there's guaranteed to be a team in that location that Lifeline's care package is dropping to, and that's an easy way to just find enemies, because it probably happens about anywhere from 8 to 10 times or more in one single game, and it's definitely an easy way to expose other teams' locations. Now one thing to just bear in mind is the distance in which the crate has landed. You want to make sure that it's not too far away to the point where you do eventually arrive there, enemies will have already disappeared. You want to make sure that it's within probably, I'd say, a few hundred meters, and if you're using Pathfinder's really good. You can use that zipline to get there even more faster and catch them enemies off guard. This tip is definitely something you're going to use every single game, because Lifeline crates always drop down quite a few times in every game, and you definitely want to be sure you're hearing out for it the next time you play Apex Legends. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is fast looting. I see so many times when I'm playing with random teammates, they're always taking ages to loot up, and I'm already running to the next popular area, and I always see teammates slack behind, and that's why I thought I'd mention this tip, because you don't want to waste half of your game looting up when you could be getting them kills. Now rotation is another key reason why people can't find any enemies, because they're not rotating the way they should be. Now I see a lot of people rotate in the outskirt parts of the map where there's no buildings or no enemies, and I always see this mistake happen, especially when I play with random teammates, when you could in fact be rotating from one busy place to another and just bounce off each busy place one by one. For example, if we take a look at the Apex map, if you were to land in Thunderdome, you could rotate from Thunderdome into Skulltown, and then from Skulltown to Market, and then from Market to Bridges, and I guarantee if you do that route, you're going to come across quite a few enemies, especially from them early to mid stages of the game. Now the next tip is actually going to cover probably the early to mid stage of the game, and that's actually dropships that are bringing players back that have died in game. So you want to make sure that you're hearing out for them dropships to come back into the game to spawn players back in. You want to make sure you're definitely hearing out for that dropship and going straight to that location as soon as possible, because one of the teammates isn't going to have a weapon and the other one's going to be at a disadvantage as well, because they haven't got that other teammate to back them up. I have picked up so many kills from hearing the dropship come back in, marking it for my teammate, and then us teammates going straight there and picking off that team that are at a disadvantage. So be sure you're hearing out for that dropship and also marking it on the map so your teammates know what's happening. But the next thing I want to speak to you guys about are good height locations, where if you are on that location you can get a look of the whole area and hopefully pick off a few enemies that are running by. A few places I have found to be really advantageous if you do happen to be passing by are the top building in Cascade. If you do go on that top building, you will get a view of the whole of Cascade, and I've spotted enemies so many times when I've just stayed there for a few seconds looking down. Bridges as well has a nice top building that will give you an overlook of Bridges, and also the dinosaur bones in Skulltown. If you go onto the top dinosaur bones, you can get an overlook of the whole of Skulltown, and Skulltown's a very busy area and you'll definitely find enemies there as well. And you don't want to be spending too much time at these places because you could be missing out on kills elsewhere. So what I recommend doing is staying there for about a minute or two. If there's no one that seems to be there, then I'll move move on to another location. I would spend a minute or two, maybe more, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes, but nothing more than that, and then you want to move on if you can't find any enemies there. But it's really good because most of the time when I am looking down for about a minute or two, I seem to spot enemies that are looting up buildings or enemies that just seem to be running by. So these locations definitely shouldn't get unnoticed when you are running by them, and you should definitely use it to gain a good height advantage and to see if you can potentially spot any enemies in that area. If there's any awesome height places that I've missed out, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section to hopefully help some other people out as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up here, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure you're dropping a like down below and make sure you're commenting down below in the comment section for your comment to be featured in my next video. Thank you all for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch all of you guys out in another Apex Legends video. Thanks for watching.